Circumference is the distance around the outer boundary of a circle or any rounded object. It's essentially the perimeter of a circle, measuring the length of its edge. My equation, 360, 3r, 180 equals circumference. It's 3 radius divided by 180 multiplied by 360. If r is 5, radius is 5, then 3r equals 15. If 3r equals 15, then you divide that by 180, and the value is 0.0833333333 ongoing. That number, 0.083, is then multiplied by 360. That number gives you the circumference value when radius is 5 at 30. Ten-digit versus 15-digit calculation. I want to make a point about this using a 10-digit calculator versus a 15-digit calculator, or if you were even using a calculator to the 20th digit. My equation, 360, 3r, 180 equals circumference. This is a new method for determining a circumference of a circle. The difference here is between 10 digits and 15 digits. On the right, you can see when radius is on the left, you can see when radius is 7. On the right, you see that value is the circumference at 42.00000012. That's a 10-digit. On the left here, when radius is 7 and 3r equals 21, and 21 divided by 180, you get a value of 0.1166666666666667. That's 15 digits. That is multiplied by 360, and that'll give you the circumference value of 42. If you use a 10-digit for 21, 3 radius divided by 180 here, then you get 0.1166666667, and the differential is the circumference is 42 with a differential of 0.00000012, and that's demonstrated here, plus or minus 1, 2. There are now two methods to determine circumference. One method is using 360, 3r, 180, and the other method is using pi times diameter equals circumference. On the right, we see those values. On the left, we see my values. When radius is 1, circumference is 6. When radius is 2, circumference is 12. With pi, when radius is 1, circumference is 6.28. And when radius is 2, circumference is 12.56. This is using pi at 3.14. If you create a proportion between the circumference 1, my circumference, and pi circumference, you get a proportional value of 1. Okay, here is the proportional value of circumference 1 and circumference 2 at 1 with pi at 3.14. The value is actually 0.95 541401227388854, and this is consistent with each circumference 1 and circumference 2 value when you look at the proportion between the two values. If you use pi at 3.1415952653589793, this is a 15-digit value for pi. If you use that value the proportional relationship is still 0.95, still 1, but the digits look a little different. Here you have 9, 5, 4, 9, 2, 9, 6, 5, 8, 5, 5, 1, 3, 7, 2. But you still get 0.95, and that's 1. And again, circumference 1 and circumference 2 is proportional at 1. So what we have here is different pi values being entered into the sequenced chain or sequence ordering of these values, circumference values, when radius is 1, when radius is 2, when radius is 3, so on. So here we're looking at different pi values. So when pi is 3.141592, the circumference values proportionally look like this: 0.9549298527218888. This value is using pi at 3.141592. This is down here, pi at 3.141592. And this is the value here. It checks it the same. Now, if you look at pi at 3.141, this is the proportional relationship once radius is 1 at 6.282. The proportional relationship becomes here. If you use pi at 3.1415, then the proportional relationship, the circumference becomes 6.283 using pi, and the proportional relationship with my equation is 954957822699164. Different, but nonetheless consistent. And again, at 3.14159 is you adding another digit here from the pi, infinite pi number. This is a table, this is a segment of one of the tables. This is actually table 1. You can see here radius 1, radius 2, radius 3, radius 4, and this column basically represents radius. When radius is 1, using my equation, circumference is 6. And then here on the third column, radius using circumference using pi, C2, is 6.28. The proportional relationship between the two circumferences stands at 0.95. This chart actually breaks down to when radius is 2, the circumference becomes 12. And when radius is 3, the circumference becomes 18. Using pi, the value of circumference is 12.56, 18.84. There's a slight difference between these pi values, but they're interchangeable. However, the chain, the sequence is consistent, and the pi value, although it changes, holds true. Thank you for listening.